My friends, this is Warren Buffett, and I'm speaking to you today with the heaviest heart I've had in my 94 years of life. What I'm about to tell you isn't easy for me to say, and it won't be easy for you to hear. But after 7 decades of investing, after witnessing every major economic crisis since the Great Depression, and after building one of the most successful investment records in history, I have an obligation to warn you about what's coming. Time is running out for American retirees. I don't say that lightly. I've always been an optimist about America's future. I bet my entire fortune on this country's ability to innovate, grow, and prosper. But what I'm seeing right now, the convergence of multiple crisis factors, has me more concerned than I've ever been about the financial security of people in their retirement years. If you're retired, or if retirement is anywhere on your horizon, you have a choice to make right now, today. You can either take immediate action to protect yourself, or you can watch everything you've worked for your entire life disappear before your eyes. This isn't fear-mongering. This isn't some marketing scheme to sell you something. This is a desperate warning from an old man who has seen what happens when people ignore the signs of economic disaster. I was there in 1929 when my father lost everything. I lived through the inflation of the 1970s that destroyed countless retirees. I watched 2008 wipe out the dreams of millions of people who thought they were financially secure. But what's coming now? It's going to make all of those crises look like minor inconveniences. Let me tell you why this moment, right now, today, represents what I believe is the point of no return for American retirees. You see, every crisis I've lived through had one thing in common. There was always time to recover. After the 1973-74 bear market, younger investors had decades to rebuild. After the 2008 crash, people in their 40s and 50s could work longer, save more, and wait for markets to recover. But today's retirees don't have that luxury. Time is not on your side. If you're 65 years old today, you might live another 25 years. That sounds like a long time, but in investment terms, it's not. You can't afford to lose 30 or 40% of your wealth and then spend 10 years waiting for it to come back. You need that money to live on starting now. And here's what's terrifying me. The setup for the next major financial crisis is worse than anything I've seen before. The debt bomb. We're sitting on a debt bomb that makes 2008 look like a firecracker. Total U.S. debt, government, corporate, and consumer combined, has reached levels that would have been unthinkable when I started investing. We're now spending more on interest payments than we do on defense or education. But here's the part that should scare every retiree. When this debt bomb explodes, it won't just affect the stock market or the housing market. It will affect everything. Your Social Security benefits, your Medicare coverage, your savings accounts, even the value of the dollar itself. The inflation monster. I lived through the inflation of the 1970s, and I watched it devastate retirees who thought they were financially secure. A fixed income that seemed adequate in 1970 was barely enough to buy groceries by 1980. Today's inflation is different. It's more insidious because it's hitting the things retirees need most: healthcare, prescription drugs, utilities, and food. Official inflation numbers might say 3% or 4%, but if you're a retiree, your real inflation rate is probably double that, and it's accelerating. Every month your purchasing power is eroding. Every month your fixed income buys less than it did the month before. The yield trap. For decades, retirees could put their money in safe investments like CDs or government bonds and earn a decent return. A 5 or 6% yield on safe investments was normal, even expected. Today, we live in what I call